Awaiting Death, a short story based on the true events by Vahid Sajjadifar.
I have spent my entire life trying to provide for my son and daughters and to love them, and I never thought that the last days of my life would be spent in this prison-like room. But I have no complaints. I deserve this fate. My son and his family have been living abroad for years. My daughters have had their own families for years now. It's been 5 years since my beloved Layla passed away and left me alone in this absurd world. Everything here is so repetitive that I don't even know what time of year it is, but I feel the chill in the air, indicating that autumn has arrived, and I think my 72nd birthday is approaching. For the past few months, my eyes have been glued to the window of my room. Every morning when I wake up, it feels like watching a repetitive movie that I've seen over 100 times. At least humans have the advantage of seeing a different dream every night. I spend all these repetitive days in the nursing home imagining a dream-filled night. The man in the bed next to mine is 89 years old. If he ever desires, due to his old age and excessive stubbornness, he cannot be a good companion for me. The trembling of his limbs, his weak nerves, his hair, eyebrows, and uniformly white beard indicate his physical pains and mental exhaustion. Perhaps for someone like this elderly man, death is the best thing that could happen. Majid, my eldest child with Layla, was always praised for being very intelligent and surely having a bright future. When he was born, he resembled his mother so much that it was as if Layla had been born again. He had her large doe-like eyes and pink lips. He excelled in school every year, ranking among the top students from 1st to 3rd grade. Then, with an excellent rank, he entered the electrical engineering program at Sharif University. I am very proud of him. After obtaining his master's degree, he went to America to continue his studies. Finally, he achieved his dream and became a university professor. One day he told me and his mother that he was going to marry one of his Iranian students. Majid and Mashid came to Iran for the wedding, and they spent many beautiful days with the whole family. We worked hard to make the ceremony perfect, but only sweet memories remain from those days. On Majid's wedding day, Layla was radiant with joy. It didn't take long for Mitra to decide to marry one of her former university classmates too. Mitra is an introverted girl, and until that day we had no idea that anyone was in her life and that she was going to marry soon. After the families got acquainted, Mitra and Bazu got married. It was a memorable night, and Mitra was more beautiful than ever. Finally, it was Munir's turn to settle down and start her own family with Hamid Reza. Layla and I thought that the most beautiful day of our lives would be the day of our children's weddings, but even more beautiful days arrived when we became grandparents. Mitra and Borzu gave us our first grandchild. What an angel stepped into our house. I remember the night Yasmin was born, I didn't sleep from excitement until morning. My heart was pounding like a hummingbird's, and my hands trembled with excitement for hours.
Yasmin was a newborn with long eyelashes. Her gaze was so captivating and beautiful that it seemed like she had coal in her eyes. After Yasmin, Layla and I enjoyed being grandparents 3 more times. Our life, like everyone else's, had its ups and downs until one day tragedy struck. I'll never forget that cold, dark autumn day when Mitra came in tears and said that Yasmin had developed colon cancer. It felt like the whole world collapsed on us. Yasmin, our beautiful little angel, fought for 10 months and then left us at the age of 6. I don't know whether to be thankful for the days we had with this little angel or ungrateful for the many years she could have stayed with us and grown up. Losing Yasmin was so tragic for the family that Mitra spent months hospitalized in a psychiatric ward to recover and possibly return to life, if life could be called that. Borzu also changed after the tragedy and turned into an old man in the prime of his life. Layla never laughed from the depths of her heart after losing Yasmin, but the only thing that gave me hope for the continuation of life in these years was seeing and playing with our other 2 grandchildren. Now that my home has become inevitable, this room at the end of the nursing home. But there is no complaint, and I deserve this prison. Elderly people like me only live in their minds. It is unlikely that many events will happen to me in the outside world until my death. Yes, the summary of my life these days is in my bitter and sweet memories. Our most beautiful and bitter memories are summarized in one word: Yasmin. I remember doctors saying that some research showed that colon cancer could be hereditary. When we took our little Yasmin to the hospital for treatment, I kept asking myself if anyone in the family had or has this cancer. The answer was clearly no. Then why should our beautiful angel inherit this incurable pain? The long and beautiful eyelashes and the hair of our little angel fell out during chemotherapy. Seeing Yasmin in this painful condition was heart-wrenching. But this girl truly gave us a great lesson with her patience and strength. Even in the midst of her severe pain, the smile never left her lips. The hope for life in this little angel was palpable. It was as if she was supposed to continue living for years to come. Even at the peak of her illness, she loved playing for hours and showing affection to everyone. I wish she could live more instead of me. Truly, that girl with that amount of hope and wishes deserved to continue living. An old man like me, who has seen many ups and downs, is not expected to have anything new from the world, especially when his life is summarized in a room in a nursing home. But the world of little angels like Yasmin is still fresh. They can still experience new games for years, learn many lessons, and fall in love. I have come to the conclusion that the world is not fair to people. Many believe in karma, but I think it's just a sedative for our pains. Otherwise, if karma really existed, why does someone who has done so much wrong to others and his surroundings live happily ever after and nothing bad happens to him or her? On the other hand, why should innocent beings like children suffer from incurable diseases? Besides their goodness, what has the world seen from them? If this is the consequence of their parents' or grandparents' wrongdoings, why should innocent beings like children become victims and endure pain and suffering? However, for me, being imprisoned in this room is fair. 11 months ago, we found out that I also had colon cancer. The day I realized this, I could only think of the sentence the doctors had said about Yasmin, that this type of cancer could be hereditary. Our little angel must have inherited this fatal illness from me. I was indirectly the killer of my granddaughter. It was my right to spend my last days in prison. Even my punishment should have been more severe than this. I was reviewing memories with myself when suddenly the sick old man in my room called me and said, "It's very hard to pay for your actions." Then he closed his eyes and fell asleep so peacefully that I had never seen such peace in my life. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.